Very good morning to all of you. Today in this video, we are going to discuss the introduction to big data analysis. So my dear viewers, before discussing what is big data, so we will be stepping forward discussing data, how data differs from the big data, and then we will move to big data analysis. Basically, if we talk about data, data is a collection of facts and figures. As you can see, the quantities, characters, or the symbols on which operations are performed by a computer, which may be stored and transmitted in the form of electrical signals and recorded on magnetic, optical, or mechanical recording media. Data becomes information only when it is useful. Otherwise, data can be in any form. It can be text, it can be audio, video, images, multimedia. Data can take any form. But when this data grows in size, then it gives rise to big data. Big data is the leading technology that is used by different companies, and in this technology, if the data at a large scale is analyzed, then that data will provide us the better insights. So here basically big data, whether we consider a particular data as a big data or not, it depends on the volume of the data. It depends on whether how in which unit that data is going to be measured. So big data is a larger complex set of data acquired from the different sources of data. The data is not coming from the one source. As you all know, there are different types of big data, that is structured, unstructured, and semi-structured. That those types we will discuss in detail in our further videos. Here the data sets are so voluminous that we cannot use the traditional software for their processing. How the evolution of big data, the need for the big data, it arises, that we will discuss in the further videos. Such massive volumes of data that are basically used to address the problems. Now these massive volumes of data cannot be handled by traditional software processing tools. And the thing is that it's not like the KB or kilobytes or megabytes. The data that is in the terms of terabytes or more than that can be considered as a big data. So big data, how it is used, what are the technologies used for big data, and what do we get by using the big data analysis, everything is coming up for you. For that, you all have to stay tuned to my channel. If you have not subscribed to my channel, just please subscribe to my channel for getting more updates on the big data analysis and all the different technologies related to the computer science. So along with that, moving further, we are discussing the history of big data, how it started. Basically at the between 1940s to 1989, there used to be the start of data warehousing. That is again the collection of the huge amount of data used for the analysis of the historical data basically. And then 1989 to 1999, there was the emergence of the World Wide Web. Many front-end technologies, the HTML, CSS, and JavaScript, they came into role. And between 2000 to 2010, the social media and the cloud computing gave rise to another volume of data. And now you all can see from 2010 to present, we have a number of devices that generates the data at a large scale, at a huge volume from the different sources. That data can be sensor-based data, that data can be IoT-based data, because these sensor-based devices, they continuously generate the data. Be it the monitoring devices, be it the smartphones, they are continuously generating data at a huge volume. There used to be the need that we cannot process this huge volume of data, that is called big data, using traditional software processing tools. That's why there comes the need of big data analysis using the modern technologies like Hadoop. And along with that, we are going to use some NoSQL databases like MongoDB and CassandраDB that I will be discussing with you in the further videos. Then we are discussing the evolution of the big data. So today's video is about the introduction to big data, evolution to big data, and the history of big data. evolution is divided into three phases. The very first phase, we can see its originate. There came the role of RDBMS, Relational Database Management System, and the data warehousing were the two components of the big data in the first phase. That was basically used for the database queries and online analytical processing and the standard reporting tools. Then came the phase 2, and the phase 2 there was the web-based unstructured content, social media. The growth of social media, it further aggravated the need for different technologies and the tools. You can see that Facebook generates a huge volume of data because we have these big companies, Google or Facebook. They cannot be managed by one server. They have huge volumes of data. That if we talk about Facebook, they have more than 70,000 servers. So basically, all these huge volumes of data that is generated by the social media, that was the phase 2 of the evolution of the big data. And when it comes to the phase 3, there was the introduction of mobile devices, sensor-based devices, IoT devices. Because of these monitoring devices, that or we can say location-based devices, they started generating a huge volume of data, and there came the need for any modern software that can process this big data, because big data works in a distributed manner. The huge volume of data is to be present at the different systems, and that processing is done in the parallel. So today we have discussed what is the introduction to big data, and the fact is that whether the data is big data or not, it depends on the volume of the data that is being generated. The more the volume of the data in terms of petabytes, zettabytes, that is basically called the big data. So big data is not having the specific